What if the smallest step could change everything? What if courage came in tiny pieces? This is the story of a magical jar and the boy who collected tiny wins. Ethan had big dreams, but his confidence felt very small. He tried his best, still, something felt missing. At school, other kids seemed amazing. Some ran fast, some spoke loudly, some never looked afraid. Ethan watched quietly. He lowered his eyes. Maybe I'm not that good, he thought. He kept trying anyway, but when he made mistakes, his shoulders would drop. One afternoon, he sat alone in the library. Books were everywhere, but his mind felt heavy. Mrs. Gable noticed him. She walked over slowly. "What heavy thought are you carrying?" she asked. "I try," Ethan said, "but I never feel like I'm winning." He stared at the table. Mrs. Gable smiled softly. She placed a small glass jar in his hands. "This is a tiny wins jar." "Wins?" Ethan asked. "Like trophies?" He looked inside. It was empty. "Not big wins," she said. "Tiny, brave moments. They grow quietly." That night, Ethan placed the jar on his desk. He wondered if it would ever change. It looked very ordinary. The next morning, his alarm rang. He almost pressed snooze. Then he stopped. "Tiny win," he whispered. He sat up. He made his bed. A small golden spark appeared in the jar. Ethan blinked. He leaned closer. It was real. A tiny, glowing star floated inside. It shimmered gently. At school, he raised his hand once. His voice felt shaky, but he spoke. That evening, another star appeared, then another. The jar was no longer empty. Ethan began looking for tiny wins, packing his bag early, finishing homework calmly, trying again after mistakes. The jar glowed a little brighter each day, and so did Ethan. Tiny win by tiny win. 1 week later, the teacher made an announcement. "Creative Confidence Day," she said. Students would share something brave, something they were proud of. The class buzzed with excitement. Ethan felt his stomach flip. The old voice came back. "What if you fail?" He walked home quietly. His steps felt heavier than usual. That night, he stood in front of his desk. The tiny wins jar glowed softly. It was not empty anymore. Each little star reminded him, "You showed up. You tried again." Courage isn't loud. It doesn't shout. It simply shows up. The next day, Ethan signed his name. His hand trembled a little, but he did not pull it back. He chose a simple topic: how small steps change big dreams. It felt honest. He practiced for 5 minutes, then 10, then a little more each day. Sometimes he forgot his words. Sometimes he started over. But he kept going. The night before the event, he felt nervous again. He took a slow breath. The jar glowed beside him. Steady. Quiet. The day arrived. The stage lights felt bright. The room felt big. His hands were cold. His heart beat fast. He almost stepped back. Then he remembered the tiny wins, one by one. All those small, brave steps. He stepped forward. He looked at the crowd, and he began. His voice was soft at first, then steady, then strong. He spoke about small habits, about trying again, about growing little by little. When he finished, the room was quiet for a moment. Then came applause. It was warm. It was real. It filled the room. Ethan did not win the biggest prize, but he did not feel small anymore. That night, the jar looked like a tiny sky, full of glowing stars, full of effort. Remember the smallest magic? It was there all along. Tiny wins build big strength. What small, brave step will you take today?
Did you like the story? Then don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. And press the bell so you never miss a sweet adventure. More magical stories are coming soon.